Hello, everybody. I'm Jaret Reddick, and this is a podcast. Jaret Goes to the Movies. Hopefully you have seen or heard one of my many musical endeavors, and if you have, then you know how much I love movies. This is movie commentary with no movie knowledge. This podcast is me and my friend Rich talking about movies that we like, but my name's on it because I'm famous. This is Jaret Goes to the Movies. Still. Okay, we're starting now.
Can I talk to you for a minute? Name's Dalton, right?
I don't know you.
My name is Tillman. Frank Tillman. I have a little club outside of Kansas City called the Double Deuce. It used to be a sweet deal. Now it's the kind of place that they sweep up the eyeballs after closing. Anyway, I've come into a little bit of money. I'd like to make a better life for myself. I need somebody to help me clean the place up. I need the best.
Wade Garrett's the best.
Wade Garrett's getting old.
He's still the best.
I want you.
Poor Wade Garrett. My name is Jaret, and this is a podcast called Jaret Goes to the Movies. Thanks for listening in. Today this has gotten crazy. It's gotten insane.
Insane.
With me, as always, is Rich.
Hello.
And reaching out to us via the interweb. If you guys haven't got this thing yet,
The internet.
they have this thing called the internet. And it's crazy. You can find anything. You can learn how to do stuff. You can get directions. You don't even have to teach your kids anything anymore.
No, you don't teach them a thing.
They're like,
Go to
hey,
YouTube.
How do you do this?
Go to
Google
YouTube.
is your friend.
That's right.
Google is everybody's friend. Across the room, sitting uncomfortably as always, is Tim Toole.
Yo, what's up?
Leaning into the mic. This week we're going to talk about Roadhouse.
Roadhouse.
So I was excited that we were going to do this movie because I it's been a long time since I've seen it, but it was one of those ones that was on HBO like all the time.
Yeah.
Like all the time.
Yeah.
So I've seen it a lot of times.
I don't know if you know this, but Patrick Swayze was a big deal.
But a lot of people thought he'd be bigger. Damn it, I messed that up. Just like it didn't come out of my mouth right. Reaching out to us on the World Wide Web, I believe for the Fort Worth Star Telegram, am I right?
DFW.com.
And DFW.com, Jay Betsill. So Jay had found the podcast, listened to a couple of episodes, and wanted to do a story about us, which, who wouldn't? And one of the things that he wanted to do was sit in. So we picked the movie Roadhouse. And then things get really crazy.
Wait.
Okay, go ahead.
He picks two movies that he really loves from his past.
Okay.
Which was Lethal Weapon and Roadhouse.
Okay.
And then he said, you guys pick which one.
Right.
And we immediately jumped on Roadhouse.
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, a lot of our listeners have asked us to do this movie in the past.
Correct.
For many, many reasons that we'll get into as we get into. I honestly think that what the biggest reason people want to watch this movie, what do you think it is? Boobs. That's it. They're just everywhere. They're all over the place.
There are boobs on here.
Every other scene, just boobs.
Good boobs and bad boobs.
Really? I
knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, a boob's a boob. So as we got to getting closer to doing the Roadhouse podcast, someone had the idea to, I don't know. So Jay, you want to tell us the story that you were? Oh no, I remember what it was. You're like, hey.
Jay, don't say a thing.
Jared's
going to tell the story.
I'm going to lead him into this. I know what I'm doing. I'm a professional here. I believe what happened was you're like, hey guys, R Teague is like, I follow him on Twitter, and we've talked on Twitter before, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
And he's in the movie.
And he's in the movie.
Basically, I said Jimmy from Roadhouse and I follow each other on Twitter. Would you like me to DM him
and he likes my posts
us?
every once in a while.
Yeah.
And my posts are so interesting, he clicks like.
By the way, they are interesting. You have the best Twitter account. I'm not even saying it. I hate freaking Twitter. I hate it. Thank you. Your Twitter account is great. Like all your articles, except for the ones about sports, which I can't stand. But it's
not
minimal.
that he can't stand the article. It's just he's like
no. The article I'm sure is amazing.
He's sports
is terrible.
You know?
But they're minimal about sports. Your entertainment tweets are great. They're excellent. Okay, sorry.
Well, just so you know, in case anyone doesn't know, I have a ton of followers at The Famous Jay, and I cover the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders and Dallas Maverick dancers and stuff like that.
Maybe that's why.
So my tweets are actually really fun, and I get to go places a lot of people don't go. So I kind of like to let people live vicariously through what we get to do.
It could be the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders that I'm thinking about.
So that's the games the Cowboys play.
Right.
Okay, just wanted to know.
Who just spoke?
I know. That's the thing. We're getting into the introduction.
We'll get into
so,
it.
Crazily this morning, I get a text from Rich, and he says, "Call me," and I'm like, "Hey, okay, but if you guys haven't reached out to Jimmy yet, I'll see if I can find him on Facebook."
No. That's not what you said. You said, "I'm sitting on the toilet
that
now."
was next. That was next. I said, "I can't call you, but I'm going to actually tweet him from the toilet right now." And you're like, "Well, you can just call me," because that never has stopped me from picking up the phone before.
Never.
Here's why I didn't pick up the phone, guys, and I'm being completely honest and upfront with you because that's the way that I am. And they're not a sponsor, but I just purchased the Squatty Potty, and I didn't want to fall off.
I also
don't you
own
love
the
it?
Squatty Potty.
I love it. It's insane. It's so crazy good.
You cannot fall off
scientific.
that thing.
You can't. No, you're right. I've got the balance thing down. It is a little tricky, like learning where to put my phone, because, you had it down on, like, the knee rest thing.
They have an
Now-
insert now that goes on the side of it.
They got a little boom arm. Anyway, so we're happy that... Anyway, long story short, it just worked out that Marshall R Teague, Jimmy from Roadhouse, happened to be in Fort Worth and was like, hey, I'll just come do the show.
I found out some more information.
Okay.
Lindy, his wife,
Who is also with us.
is the one that talked him into coming.
Oh, right.
So we need to thank her.
Thank you, Lindy.
Oh,
Personally.
voice from the corner of the room. Booming in.
So it's crazy how things like that work out. Do you guys live in Fort Worth?
We have a house in Fort Worth, and we also have a place in Los Angeles. We come back and forth, and we just happen to be here.
That's crazy. Now, is there a Texas
I was on the
tie-in?
toilet at the same time.
No shit.
Yeah,
Well,
no shit.
Yeah, there was shit. Yeah,
I was on the toilet.
fucking like we were both just. It was crazy how it just comes out now. It just,
No, it was crazy how it came out.
yeah,
but
that's
we,
what I'm
we
saying.
talked.
It's just like a lever or something now. Just like it's
Pull
like
the
the
chain.
Price is Right wheel. You always win $1. Oh god. But so. Is there a Texas tie-in? So obviously, my whole arm is Texas. Bowling for Soup is Texas. Do you guys have a Texas tie-in?
Yeah, actually, I did the first episode of Walker, Texas Ranger in Fort Worth, and got the opportunity to blow up 3 banks.
Yeah.
Kick the shit out of a bunch of people, and then got in a fight with Chuck at the last of the movie, and he threw me in a fountain that was full of ice because it was 9 below zero.
Wow.
Yikes.
And we had a great time.
I'm sure you did.
Shrinkage.
really did.
Yeah.
I was speaking like this at the end
I'm
of that.
sure you were. Yeah. No kidding. Well, we're going to get into some of the stuff that you've been in when we get into the cast of the movie, which you'll be included in because you were in
he's
it.
in the cast.
Because you were in it. Yeah. So that's
Really?
how that's going to all tie in. But anyway, we're just so happy that you guys are here. So welcome to Jay and to Marshall and to Lindy. And I do want to also thank you guys before you guys came over to my house to use my toilet and drink my water and all that stuff. You guys all went
much
out.
appreciated.
Everybody went out drinking, and nobody thought to invite Jaret. Just like
No.
We talked about you,
the
though.
whole
You were there in
time.
spirit.
I see.
Every single glass you were talking about. Man. I
just
got to
kept-
tell you,
that's weird because what is it? Your ears itch? or
We
something?
weren't sure if you'd like to drink.
Really?
Yeah,
That's weird.
it's
Or you're
weird.
just like maybe pre-show isn't
Yeah.
the best idea.
Yeah, they didn't have Miller Lite there, though.
Guys, I want to before we jump into the podcast, I want to thank our producers who support us so greatly and graciously on patreon.com. If you want to be a supporter and hear your name every week or just once or pick a movie or whatever, you can go to patreon.com and search for Jaret Goes to the Movies, or you can just go to jaretgoesthemovies.com and click on support us. But our producers this week and every week so far, David Murray, Ashley C., Sheila Ray Wonder, Wendy Croft, Diane Small, David Dooley, Big Chris Whitehead, Chris Holt, and
Lucy Murray wants to be better at guitar and the ability to cook and a new computer.
so thank you to our producers. And is everybody good on level, by the way? Everybody?
Yeah.
On your...
I don't feel like I'm sitting at an angle, so I feel like I'm pretty level, actually. And I would like to thank all the sponsors, too, because anytime you can jump in there and be a sponsor, and after you're leaving the Growler.
Yeah.
Thirsty Growler.
Growler, where we were
We should plug the Thirsty Growler.
I got to, because, that's where we were thinking about
Colony,
you.
Texas.
Right. Okay, I see.
And we were, every glass.
I got to say, it's a little bit weird to me. I just rewatched the movie today. And when Rich came in, he was followed by Jay, and I introduced myself to Jay. Jay and I have emailed back and forth, and then I had asked your lovely wife's name, Marshall, because I wanted to make sure that everything was entered in the computer and all that. So I met Lindy, and then I go out to get my kid situated and grab a wine glass, and there he is. He's just standing there, right in front of me, and it's this is super because you look exactly the same. Exactly the same, with just some gray going, but it's the good kind of gray.
It's called snow on the mountain, but fire in the furnace, man.
Jesus Christ, your
ready
voice
to
even
rock.
sounds the
I
same.
know,
it's just
right?
the craziest
He
shit.
just needs the aviators, and it's done.
It really is just a pleasure.
I still
to have
have
you guys
those,
here.
by the way.
And I was born in Fort Worth, Texas, actually Grapevine, but in a spot of Grapevine that is now Fort Worth. And so I feel like that makes us related. Just because you guys
if you
live
think about the Alamo, Tennessee.
there. Yeah.
He was born in Tennessee.
I was born in Tennessee,
Okay,
man.
all right.
So we're brothers.
David
We
Crockett.
are brothers. Roadhouse, 1989. A tough bouncer is hired to tame a dirty bar.
Don't you love that synopsis?
That's the greatest synopsis of all time.
Of all time.
It's the best.
What was that, 7 words?
Yeah, and it just nails it. The movie stars Patrick Swayze in his prime. Looks great. He's it's got the good Patrick Swayze acting and the bad Patrick Swayze acting, and he does that little high voice thing at the end of the thing. It's got if you're a Patrick Swayze fan,
Right.
It's great.
This is the movie that made me watch Next of Kin.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Next of Kin would never have been watched if I hadn't seen this movie.
See, I already loved
And
him
I was there,
so
too.
much.
You were Next
you?
of Kin?
No, I wasn't in it. I was there.
You were there at the filming?
Yeah, I went up there just to have
It
a
actually
fight.
wasn't a bad movie. It was. I remember good things about the movie.
Just so I because I loved him already because I just thought how I feel about Wolverines at First Blood.
Right.
And,
We did
Red Dawn.
Red Dawn.
Sorry. First Blood. There's a First Blood tie-in later. Sorry, I'm getting
right.
ahead
We'll
of
get
myself.
there.
I'm excited. Fuck. But I also love the movie The Outsiders.
Right.
And the
Oh,
fact
yeah.
that he plays Derry in that movie, and
Which I have not seen.
pretty much he's
Dude,
I know.
he's weirdly just the satellite in which everything revolves because
Right.
he's already lived what all of these kids are going through, and he's also there to provide for them, be their role model, and all of this.
he
And
is
so
the nucleus of the atom.
everything. Yeah. So it's a super. We're gonna do that movie in.
No, it's on the schedule.
good.
It's on the schedule.
Kelly Lynch is also in this movie. So here's the thing that I found when I was doing my due diligence for this. There are crazy actors in this movie, like actors who went on to do or had already done so much shit, and a lot of them are in these really small roles. And you even like all the goons and stuff, you recognize like all of those guys. They're all in fucking 12 movies that you've seen. But Kelly Lynch is in so many things. Obviously, young to mid-young Sam Elliott, who isn't talking in his beef what's for dinner voice yet. He's still kind of
He's just outside of Ram.
yeah. So I mean, he's he just and so great. So then we have Julie Michaels play. I don't know. Did you research her at all? She's the blonde.
Yes.
I'm a fan of Julie Michaels. For the record,
I have her website.
So,
I've got new
but
pictures of her.
You guys know though that really her main job is she's a stunt person. Now a stunt coordinator. So like her main IMDb is 200 movies where she did stunts and then 40 that she was in.
I got
she whooped
sidetracked by
Keanu
her
Reeves in Point
boobs,
Break.
probably.
Remember?
Yeah, and that she whoops Keanu Reeves in Point Break, and that is actually her identity. She's known as the girl who beats the shit out of Keanu Reeves, which hey, you love Keanu Reeves.
I gotta go watch Point Break again now.
You love Keanu Reeves.
I do.
Yeah,
love
you do.
Keanu Reeves.
Nice hair.
Kathleen Wilhott, I believe is her name. She was in
Will Hoyt.
Will Hoyt. She was in every 80s
Was she
movie.
the girl that got on stage with Jeff Healey?
Yeah, worst lip syncing performance of all time.
Terrible.
However,
She did see Patrick Swayze's butt, though.
she sure did.
She
Yeah.
really did.
Yeah. Was that gratuitous?
Well, no,
little
because
bit.
she
Happen.
came
I
up.
needed a warning.
No, she actually said she has a great ass.
Yeah.
She came down. She said that was a really nice scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. After she filmed it.
After she filmed it, she
Unfortunately-
came down. She said that was a great scene.
Unfortunately, I have to agree with her.
Yeah.
I wish I could have had some kind of a warning before that happened, but I didn't, so I agree with her.
So there's an actor named Keith Davis who I spotted because I heard his voice.
I'm talking about Keith David.
Keith Davis. He plays the Ernie
David.
the bartender.
Yeah.
And he has 2 lines. But right when I spotted him, I'm just like, that guy is in 100 movies.
Well, he's got one of the most unmistakable voices.
And he's won 2 Emmys just for his voice.
Just for his
But
voice.
right when I heard his voice, I'm like, holy shit, that's this guy. And then a couple of more honorable mentions. Chino Fats Williams is the guy that he throws the keys to in the car. Did you recognize him, or do you know?
I recognize him.
You know who he is? He's the guy from Weird Science. Drag it. Yeah.
In the Family
In
Jewels.
the Family Jewels. And then the guy that he sits on his lap. Well, god damn. So anytime you spot those guys from those movies
Yes.
and then there's this dude, Marshall R Teague.
Who's this guy?
Well, here's why you don't recognize the name. It was just Marshall Teague at the time.
Oh.
He added the R.
That's right. He did add
And
the
he's
R.
in studio, and this is freaking awesome.
Is he Mr. T?
No.
No.
Mr. T talk like this. He said, if Mr. T come up here, say I'm gonna hurt you. And they kind of tell Mr. T do this. And I don't wear chains very well.
I have so many questions for you, but I really do want to talk. Just
Fire them out, baby.
I want to go through just a couple of things because
Only a couple?
this is crazy to me. Of the things that you were in my childhood
Oh my God.
that
I got
are
a whole list.
important
here.
to me.
Oh,
Can I
my
go down
God.
the list first before you start? Because I just want to go
Is
down
this
the
gonna
list.
hurt?
These are things that I've seen that he's been in. BJ and the Bear,
Yes.
Breaking Away, Knight Rider,
Breaking Away, the
Riptide,
TV series.
Riptide.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved Riptide as a kid.
The Fall Guy.
Fall Guy.
Hold on, I gotta stop.
Yeah.
No,
You
I gotta
know,
stop.
I put that in there.
So the Fall Guy, Lee Majors played my dad in a Bowling for Soup video, and we actually still talk. And he also has a Texas house. He has a house down in Houston now. And
Lee is one of the greatest people
That's what he
in
one
said.
the
of
world.
the nicest human
One of the
beings I've
nicest
ever
human
met.
beings I have ever known.
He was on this video shoot. He had his own trailer.
You yelled in his ear.
I had to yell in his ear the whole time because I'm singing in it.
His right ear?
Is left.
Okay.
So the whole time I'm performing this, he's like, aren't you supposed to lip sync or whatever? I'm like, I can't do that because it doesn't look real or whatever. And he's just like, maybe turn the volume down a little bit.
That's why I ask which ear.
Yeah. So he has a problem in one of them. Yeah. So anyway, he could not have been any. So I'm walking down the street trying to leave him alone. We rented a whole neighborhood for this. This is back in the day. He comes out his door and he goes, Jaret. I go, yeah. He goes, just come sit and chat with me for a little while. I'm like, I'm not doing anything. I'm like, this is before iPhones.
Am I allowed to?
I'm like, really? So we go in, and he's, he starts joking about the whole but I've done with Farrah and his new. He goes, hey, if you start singing the Fall Guy to me, just please put the word Faith in because that's my new wife's name, and just everything about him was just so glorious and so great, and I find that awesome. Okay, I'm cutting in the A-Team.
A-Team, that's what I had.
Moonlighting.
No,
Hunter.
you missed Crazy Like a Fox.
Crazy
which
Like a Fox.
I totally watched as a kid with my mom. Loved that show.
Hunter. Who's the boss? Quantum Leap.
Babylon 5, which I didn't watch, but
Hold
now
on.
I have to freaking watch all the time now.
Hold on, you're going out of order. Hold on.
Roadhouse.
And Columbo. I mean, it just keeps going and going and going.
Sliders, I watch Sliders religiously.
MacGyver.
You were the sheriff.
I was that crazy sheriff with the cigar. Yeah.
He was in,
Pensacola Wings of Gold. Why did they cancel that show?
I don't know. It had high ratings.
It
and I
was amazing.
And I was the base commander. I loved it.
I know. It was amazing. I love that show. And then Walker, Texas Ranger.
just, and what's great is that, in looking at what you're doing now, you're still working a lot. I mean, just your 2016 releases is in the almost to 10. It's crazy.
I try to stay busy.
Yeah, it's that seems obvious. So
We've talked about this before. If I was an actor, I would be this kind of actor.
Right.
Where I just work. I just do the work.
Well, you know what the great thing about it is, and I talk about this all the time. So I am an actor too-ish, but more of a musician. But actors, you get to the age about where you're at, and now you can turn down work. You can work as much as you want, because men who actually have the look that you have and the ability
I have a look?
You definitely have a look. You look
Yeah,
exactly
you
the same as you
definitely
did
have
when
a
you
look.
got your throat pulled out from under you.
But it's fixed. They did a good job. They fixed it. Yeah.
But anyway, it's just I love it. I love the fact that you're sitting here and on this podcast and ready to talk about it. And
Absolutely. Oh wait, Devin Pike said to ask you about the exit in Armageddon. What does that mean?
Is that when I stuck my head through the windshield? I actually rammed my head there. There's 2 inches of
Is that what he's
candy
talking
glass.
about?
He wanted to know about my exit. So what they did is they showed it in reverse. I actually put my head through 2 inches of candy glass to get the effect of the brake.
And then you pulled it out.
And then I pulled it back, and
Oh,
they were
so
blowing.
reversed.
They were
Okay.
blowing the wind in to get the glass in
okay.
on this way. So that was the exit. So yes,
or the Russian space station where with all the fire and
you mean when they
explosions
caught me
going
on fire? Yeah, they caught me on fire in that one. No, they were out there patting me out. I was on fire
Right.
when I got out of the space station, and people were up there beating on me and spraying me with water. And I didn't have any gel or anything on. I just had a T-shirt. I was on fire. And they came out and they said, "You're on fire." I go, "Really?" Okay. Well, needless to say, Lindy didn't appreciate the fact that I came home and half my hair was burnt off.
Right.
But that was
I would
okay.
think not. Yeah. Holy crap. Yeah. I mean, so obviously you have a background in martial arts.
Yes.
Obviously you're saying it right now. You do a lot of your own stunts. Your martial arts technique is freaking great. I mean, even in a movie like this, which is that old, where they don't have the sound effects or the angles that they have this day and age to deliver it the way, because we talk about this all the time, like new fight scenes are so quick and you can't really tell what's going on. Like,
Well, you don't, because they do, most, cameras move, they take and get a shot. And that's the shot.
yeah,
Well, when we did Roadhouse, that fight on the river, and I'm just
Yeah.
going to say it very quickly.
Yeah.
We did it 5 nights, 5.5 hours a night. We had 6 cameras. We did that fight 72 times.
Holy
the actual fight is 5 minutes and 11 seconds
Right,
long.
right.
What you see is 2 minutes and 31 seconds. So we did that fight 72 times.
yeah.
And by the time it was over, we were beat to crap.
Yeah, every night. Well, and the thing is, too, and it's so hard not to just dive into
Just
it.
dive, man, dive. Come
But
on.
the thing is that is cinematically one of the greatest scenes in the history of film.
Right.
It really is. That nobody expected that's what was going to happen. When it did happen, he for those who haven't watched it, we're just going to tell you, he basically pulls your freaking trachea out.
He certainly did.
Well, why didn't you just shoot him right there? You gave a little monologue and
Well,
you ripped it
all
there.
right, okay, all right. Everybody, says, okay, why didn't I shoot him right there? Well, he did that wonderful kick, right?
Yeah.
he
Right.
did that incredible kick. And you're talking about a man that was, he could bend himself like a pretzel.
Right. He was.
And I thought I was fighting
A dancer.
I thought, big word, thought I was getting ready to beat the shit out of a ballet dancer. Okay? Well, I didn't know the man's tough as a hammer.
Right.
And he'd studied some martial arts, good, tough as nails. And when he did that spinning kick, he cracked my eye socket. So after cracking my eye socket and the blood you see in the movie, everybody thinks, well, they put nice blood on your eye. Well, that wasn't fake blood. That was real. So I was kind of like, okay, fine.
Yeah.
So when he grabbed me by the hair, I cracked 2 of his ribs.
So in real life, could you really kick his
Of
ass?
course he can.
You ask that question?
Of course he can.
They wanted to know on the.
I'm NATO heavyweight kickboxing champion, so yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to say yes.
Yes.
Yeah. That's.
But Patrick would dance the shit out of him.
Well, I think.
Don't get me
Yes.
wrong, though.
Yes.
Seriously, the guy's tough as nails.
Yeah, you could tell. I mean, and again,
Those licks, everybody thinks that we missed. Mm-hmm. We didn't miss.
no.
They were spray painting his ribs and my legs and my ribs
Right.
at night and
Wow.
packing us in ice every night after the fight.
Oh my God.
Keep the bruising down because we hit like a freight train.
this
Right.
is why I'm not an actor.
Yeah.
There were no stuntmen did that fight. That was he and I only.
Wow.
Yeah.
What about when he took you off the motorcycle?
That was him taking me off the motorcycle.
You're kidding.
No, sir.
Was
Wow.
it really? And you were the one that got taken off the motorcycle?
He
that was a
highlined me 3 times.
That was a Baryshnikov
Holy crap.
leap
Was that not beautiful?
Yes.
I mean, I got to tell you, he was
I thought-
in air, full tilt boogie, caught me under the chin, throated me out, and I mean, I was hit like a ton of bricks.
Was he like most of the actors of that time where he was small and tight, but like just really cut? Like,
Well, no, he was always cut.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy was, he, besides the fact that, you know, he was a dancer, he and his wife, and watching he and his wife dance was truly a work of art
Right.
to watch. But the man was cut like he'd been chiseled out of granite.
yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, it was really weird, but he was, everything that he was tough
Yeah.
because he comes from Texas.
Yeah.
What do you want to say?
You goddamn right.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. No, it's super cool. You know, I mean, the last thing I wanted you to do was come in here and just be like, he was such a dick, you know, and like, and
Greatest friend I ever had in my life, man.
I love hearing that.
That's all I can say is he's the greatest friend. Last message I have on my phone that I've never erased is the last message he sent me 2 weeks before he passed away. And he said, "I'm going to beat this son of a bitch. Love you, buddy."
Yeah, was it lung cancer?
Awesome.
Prostate.
Prostate. Yeah, because it made me
Pancreatic
sad,
cancer.
like seeing him smoke so much in the movie. Because it's just, you know, even if you are acting, you're putting a lot of that in you, and you know,
he lived his life, man. I mean, you know, come on.
No, I agree.
He lived his life.
You know what? I mean, like Bowling for
You wanna
Soup.
smoke a cigarette,
We're
smoke a
24
cigarette.
years in. Like we have been when we drink like we're fucking 16
Jesus
when
Christ,
we're on the
you do.
road.
we
It's
think
great.
we're 16.
You know, but the thing is that you're right. I mean, like you have to accept it because we live our life. You know, we've enjoyed the ride, and you know, it's that's just the way that it is. Not that I'm going anywhere.
Look,
better not.
I'm not going anywhere. I'll be honest with you. You say, you know, just because my hair might be a little different color than it was there.
No.
It's just because I put a lot of time putting this gray in.
Earned it.
Yeah.
And I
earned
may
it.
have helped with that.
But I wouldn't change a damn thing, man. I'm serious. I wouldn't change a thing.
Yeah.
I've made it a point to make every day a rock and roll show.
Yeah.
Get up, go to it,
And just do it.
and just do it.
You know, I thought about this too, and it brought it back to me because when they're sitting on that roof or whatever, she tells them, you know, your body's gonna fall apart. You know, you're gonna, it's like football players do, and I it's got to be like that for you, putting your body through all of these things. I mean, when you wake up some days, like your knees have to just be like, holy shit, you know, like
You think?
Yeah, it's like when I had my third knee surgery, the doctor told me, he said, you can't jump off of things anymore. Like, so no more jumping off speak. I used to be a lot thinner than I am now. So don't worry. I wasn't going to kill anybody. But, you know, you don't jump off. Maybe just prance more like a Mick Jagger thing.
Just do the landing.
Yeah. Exactly.
Just land and bend
Just
your
land.
knees, stand
Yes.
up, and look great, and go, whew, boy, that was awesome.
So this movie opens with some music.
Yeah. Who's that band?
And you know what? I didn't even look that up. But
Who's that guy? No.
Later.
No, it's a Hispanic guy.
yeah.
Who is that?
I mean, I don't know, but whoever he was
He was
freaking-
fantastic.
I mean, I
He
never was
looked
there for that
familiar.
piece. I
Right.
missed that piece, but all I know is the music was friggin' great, man.
It was great. It was awesome.
And I assumed you were going to know exactly who he was.
you know why? Because I got caught up in it. Because the very first scene of the movie is just a girl's butt.
That's
Getting out of a
fair.
Ferrari.
No.
Get it? Yeah. And then a guy walks around for a minute, and then it's just a close up of boobs. And then just a girl tries to stab a dude in the hand, so he kicks her chair up from under. It's just like,
Imagine
what
that.
the fuck just happened? Like, shit just got real quick. Yeah, and then Patrick Swayze gets stabbed in the arm and doesn't even react. It's
Doesn't
like,
even react.
it's like the coolest reaction to getting
Pain
stabbed I've ever seen.
don't
shit, I got
hurt.
stabbed again.
Pain don't hurt.
Pain don't hurt. And then, of course, we hear the "I thought you'd be bigger," and you know he's on his way to Jasper now. So I want to get into.
Don't forget, he tells Oscar, "Peace out" on the bandstand.
That's right.
We're done. I'm
That's
out.
right. That's right. Yeah, he does. And so I wonder about where you guys filmed this. Did you film it? Was it in L.A.?
Yeah. We shot it primarily, the King River.
Okay.
Up near Fresno, and then we came back down toward around Magic Mountain. What's that area? Santa Clarita, and that's where the double douche, or whatever you want to call it, was built, and that's where we blew up a house. And
So they built that place for the set, remodeled it for the set.
they built the house that we blew up across from a gentleman's house that was, the bad guy's house.
Right.
And
Brad Wesley.
So Brad Wesley's house was an existing thing.
It was an existing
took the land
thing.
across and made
Yes.
that set so that they
But
could
they
build
built that entire house just so we could blow it up.
it. Wow.
And
Yeah.
they blew it.
Oh, holy
you
shit.
blew it up.
Yeah.
Of course I did.
Yeah, you blew it up.
Yeah, you blew it up.
They won't even let me play with those things anymore.
Yeah, just the intricacies of his apartment in the barn. It was so crazy because it was the nicest thing I've ever seen. I'm just like, this is some good barn.
But no
living
AC,
here.
no TV.
Hey, look, if I had a barn like that, I'd move in.
Exactly. All right, well, let's dive in. I'm so happy that we're talking about this. I'm so happy that Lindy and Marshall and Jay could be here. Tim, you too. And
Nice to be included, right, Tim?
he knows I love him. He asked me one day when we first started this, he goes, do you mind if I just come and just sit in, week to week or whatever? I go, as long as you can take my shit that I'm going to give you, that's fine, but just don't take it personally.
Oh, you're being hard on somebody?
a little bit.
Imagine that.
So you played pretty good for a blind white boy.
Yeah, and I thought you'd be bigger. Dalton, how you doing, man? Good to see you.
Same here, man.
Oh, the boys and I heard you were coming into town. Man, this toilet is worse than the one that we worked in Dayton.
So Jeff Healy's acting is fucking great.
Yeah, he's really good.
Awesome. I mean, there's not, what's funny
That's
is
Jeff, man.
anytime there's a musician who has lines in a movie, there's good and bad. George Strait did a movie. It was fucking terrible. The movie itself was good. His acting was fucking horrible. And the whole time, he just kind of, okay, he did Amarillo by Morning.
Just don't talk.
It's fine. Yeah. Amarillo by Morning's actually in this movie.
Was Britney Spears good? Because you were in a movie with
I was
Britney
in
Spears.
a movie with Britney Spears. You know what's crazy about that is we started watching, because the African-American girl, we see her in everything now from that movie that I was in. I can't remember.
Zoe Saldana.
Yeah. Okay. So, but Taryn Manning is on Orange is the New Black, and she was the third girl in that movie. Mm-hmm. She's so good. It's crazy. And again, Anson Mount is in that movie, and he's got his own series now.
I just finished it. It was amazing. 5 seasons of pure greatness.
So I like to
Hell
think that
on
I'm
wheels.
responsible for all of that.
You are.
100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jeff Healy's so great, and still the Angel Eyes is one of my favorite songs, maybe ever.
Angel Eyes.
I was gonna say that too.
No?
I thought maybe you'd have that sound clip. Let you go. I just thought for sure you're gonna have that.
No, unfortunately.
My favorite part of the Double Deuce. There's a lot of stuff going on. I like that he changes the word fuck to Buick. I thought that was really clever. Nothing beats the just random shirtless guy on the dance floor.
Yes!
I was just a random shirtless guy.
Shirt.
Just white guy dancing it up out there and just
and looking bad.
and looking terrible. Like that. And that's the thing is like how are we going to make this guy fit in more? Like he can't. Tell him to take his shirt off. It'll just be some redneck shit, and we'll just all just imagine the fact that he's had one too many.
How can we make this bar look a little trashier?
A little trashier than it does already. Jeez Louise.
Who was it in the 80s that said hair can't go straight down? It has to go up or out first, and then it can go down.
You're talking about
everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody.
And I don't think Patrick Swayze's is as much
Are
like
you
that
kidding
in
me?
this as it is in other movies.
It's totally like this and then down. Everything is out and down.
You know whose hair? You know whose
down.
hair is like that?
Whose hair?
Jimmy's. Jimmy's got that cut.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
yours was like,
Okay.
you didn't have a choice.
Wait a minute. Somebody told me there was a book, and I don't know if it exists or not. And I think, what is it? What's the hairdo, honey?
A mullet.
A mullet. Yeah.
We were in the book of mullets.
Yeah, you and Patrick Swayze.
Patrick and I were in the
Absolutely.
book
You
of
deserve
mullets.
to be
Sure.
here.
We had dueling mullets.
Dueling mullets. That's perfect.
I want you to know that I had a mullet all through high school and college because of you two.
I had a mullet as well, but we didn't call it that. We called it a bi-level.
That's
bi-level?
ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's a mullet.
Well, there was
It's a mullet.
2 levels.
Thank you.
It's over the ears, and then we permed the back.
Is that like Joe Dirt?
it's business in the
very
front,
much, but not
party in the
quite
back.
that insane. Like that's
Okay.
the best
That's-
mullet.
that's-
of all.
that's the best-
Actually,
the best
no.
mullet.
Billy Ray Cyrus.
Well, yeah. I
Greatest mullet
gotta
of all
go.
time.
He ended the mullets.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I think he did.
Definitely.
No,
It's
I think
coming
they
back,
wanted
though.
to give it up after he did it.
That could be. That could be it.
I want to go back to Jeff Healy. Every day, Jeff Healy. First of all, you dig his sound.
Sure.
The man could sit there and he could take that and he would just the blind guitarist is like the blind master.
Yeah.
And every day after lunch, we'd come back from lunch. We're beat to shit. We just had a great lunch. We're coming back. He would set up with his band, play 15 minutes of just flat out go.
Wow.
Everybody was rocking the whole 9 yards. But then they would, after 15 minutes, said, let's go fight.
Yeah.
And that was it. But he would play for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Every day we were on the set at the Double Deuce, he would set up 15 minutes.
What was crazy is that both his bass player and his drummer was Cass Winthrop from Another World.
Oh, yeah. How do you even know that reference?
As soon as I saw him, I was like, that's Cass from Another World.
That's insane that you would even know that.
They were both Cass from Another World.
You got me on that one.
Yeah, that's amazing.
They just had that same curly hair.
You've been on 2 soap operas.
Yeah.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, but no, so the one that I noticed that struck me odd was one you were on Days of Our Lives, but in the 60s.
Yeah.
So were you a kid?
Was I in the 60s?
Well, I mean, yeah.
You
No.
were just born?
It
You
was
were a baby?
it was in the 80s, man. The 60s, I was sitting there taking care of your ass.
Okay.
In another country.
Well, it says. Okay, so I just want to tell you what it says.
What he's trying to tell you.
So maybe I'm just super confused by it because
I think that's IMDb.
That's when it started.
Yeah.
Okay, it
The
started in
IMDb thing.
1965, and you were on in 1984.
Yeah.
Okay, so I apologize.
And
Casey, this is Wendy.
Nice to meet you.
Casey, this is Marshall.
Hey, Casey, how are you?
Very nice.
Nice to meet you.
And this is Jay.
Nice to meet you guys.
Hi, baby. I like your hair.
Yeah, your hair has changed.
We're all looking at her hair, and it looks really good.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Thank you for bringing it in.
Best room ever. I'll leave him and come back.
We're having a personal moment here, and it's really good.
Well, I mean, he has a ridiculously big part in the movie because
Yeah, it's huge.
he's there literally in every scene because if he's not talking, he's in the background.
Yeah, okay. Did you see the reaction when that guy threw the beer bottle, broke it on the glass?
Yeah.
And he kept playing?
Yeah.
Right through it.
Right.
Never missed a stroke.
Yeah.
No one would know who the coolers' names were if he didn't announce the name of the cooler when they came in the room.
Right, when they cooled everything off.
Dalton.
Exactly. We're going to get into that in just
Ladies
a
and
minute.
gentlemen,
Right.
Wade Garrett.
Hey, buddy, what are you doing? Are you going to kiss him or not? I can't. What do you mean you can't? I ain't got $20.
Now, I love the chicken wire. I like the tribute to the Blues Brothers. I like the thing is that this is where it already starts bothering me that there's no police in the entire fucking city. Like, because here's the bottom line. If you pull out a knife, they're supposed to just arrest you.
Right.
But no. If you really, you can get
There's
arrested.
one guy that owns that town, man.
Yeah, that must be it.
That's it.
That's got to be it. And so
if he's bringing in bucks, you don't touch him.
Yeah.
Who saw this amazing SNL movie style joke in this movie coming?
Yeah.
I totally didn't see this coming.
Right.
It's been a while since I've seen this movie, and I was like, this joke is hysterical. This should be like in a comedy movie.
I kept trying to think of the way that it was going to end because he's like, hey, you can kiss both of them, $10 a piece. And I was trying to put it in my head together like, okay, well, I know something goes wrong here.
Right.
When his friend egged him on, you think he didn't have any money?
Yeah, I'm sure he did. But his friend egging him on is one of the real creepy things that happens in the movie. It was super, like, 13-year-old boy, like,
Yeah.
and he's just going at it like, what? I don't know. You're at a freaking redneck bar where there's biker chicks. Like,
I just like that he
surely you can
respected
just
her
go
enough.
to the next table.
I
and
like
they're
that he
free.
respected her enough not to kiss him because he didn't have the $20.
Because he didn't have the money. He didn't.
Exactly. He was like, look, I respect you. I'm not going to kiss him because I don't have the $20.
Okay, was that any difference than... Well, I was on my break. I think I got called in the back room.
I was on my break.
I was on my break.
So,
That guy was naked, by the way.
Oh, naked. He's been in a lot of stuff too. We didn't mention him earlier, but he's been in a lot of stuff. But
he must work out.
He tells the girl, he's just like, "You're going to be my regular Saturday night thing." Just like what? Like she must be like. So here's the thing. So I realized that the bar is losing some money or whatever. What is the budget for chairs per night? Because there's every night they come back and there's places to sit down.
There's no way this bar exists.
Let me
They're
explain
paying
something
Dalton
to you.
$3,500 a week.
They had two 40-footers full of chairs and breakaway tables.
Holy shit!
We went through every freaking one.
No way.
I'm serious.
That's crazy.
They had a bonfire somewhere about 3/4 of the way through the movie. to get rid of the
Just
broken,
to get rid of all
just
the
to get rid of the
wreckage, yeah.
broken tables.
Yeah.
I mean, even we got to the point that we didn't have any more breakaways, so we had guys coming in there with saws.
Yeah.
To cut the legs and everything else like that because these were real tables.
Yeah.
They had
Right.
left, so we're just going to break them too.
Jesus.
So the thing is that what you get in this fight is the very
which
famous. This particular fight, the
girl on
$20
the
movies
table?
fight.
Yeah, the girl on the
20
table.
No, we're still at the $20
That's right,
movies.
Yeah.
You get the. Oh, maybe it is the girl on the table. It's the girl on the table. You get the most famous dodging a beer bottle scene of all time, where he just turns his head like
leans
this,
over?
and then it just like, okay, that's fine, you know, like. But that was in the trailer. That was everywhere. It was, you know, just him just nonchalantly like.
He was so used to it.
Exactly.
He saw it coming before it ever got there.
No, and he played this character so great because part of it would be easy to make fun of. Okay, if you wanted to get into the whole like, let's really get into the acting of Patrick Swayze, you could be like, well, they wrote him a few lines, it's like he's Elvis or whatever, blah blah blah. But it really isn't like that. He says few words because few words is what needs to be said. And he nailed the character.
Yeah.
Because it was believable
Absolutely.
to
Oh,
me.
yeah.
In 2016, actually, as ridiculous as some of the fight scenes were, and no police, and all of just as some of the ridiculousness, it was all the characters were still believable. You know, and that says a lot.
The town wasn't believable, but the characters were
Correct.
believable.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, you know, I mean, that says a lot about his performance. And then so that while this fight is going on, band just keeps playing.
Of course
They finish the song.
You don't get paid if you don't play.
Don't I know it?
So, Jay, you had talked about some deleted scenes that were going to be out in the DVD that's coming out soon. So why don't y'all talk about
August 9th, you said? I believe?
August 6th, I think.
August 6th?
Yes.
Yeah, if you watch the trailer on YouTube, the original trailer, there's like 5 or 6 things that aren't in the movie. There's a part where Patrick Swayze like rips this guy's mouth and says, "Don't be rude." There's another part where Sam Elliott says, "So says the fighting philosopher." Like all the stuff that's not in the movie. And Marshall told me that they're having a Blu-ray that's coming out like in 2 weeks, so next week.
Awesome.
That's going to have all the deleted scenes.
Well, this is great. That's great that this times out
Yeah,
like that.
Rowdy came back in, you know, to talk about how there was a heck of a load laid on his shoulders because, you know, you got Joel Silver, who was the producer,
Right.
and Rowdy Harrington, who was this was kind of, I think he had done one other piece before this. This was his big break. Mm-hmm. He came in there and he took control, ran it like a machine. You know, you put up with the screaming of Joel Silver on the hill on his phone, but talking to Arnold Schwarzenegger. But that's beside the point.
Right.
You know, he ran it, and I love the clicking. I love that thing.
So does Rich.
I hate the clicking.
But he did. He had it down pat. He knew what he wanted to do. The trouble was keeping him in his chair.
Keeping him in his chair. Yeah.
He wouldn't. The man, you'd have to put super glue in the seat of the chair to keep the man in the chair.
Yeah.
Because he was there for 3 seconds and standing up. I mean, when we started the fight, first night of the big fight on the river, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody sees that. A lot of people don't know this. I was told that Patrick was a little bit intimidated because he was going to be fighting me. Mm-hmm. So I didn't know that they had said this to him
Right.
at all. And they came over and said, this guy that you're fighting has won heavyweight champion. He thinks you're a wuss, and he's going to kick the crap out of you. I hadn't said that at all.
Right.
I'd never said that.
Right.
And they came over and said, you're going to have to get him a little intimidated, get him into the fight. So I'm going along with it because, I'm the F&G
Right.
freaking new guy. So I go in there and he kicks me, and I look at him and I go, "What's that?"
Oh no.
And they said, "Okay, let's reset. We'll do it again." He kicks me again. I grabbed his foot and I shoved him on the ground. And I looked at him. I said, "If that's the best kick you get, this fight's going to be for crap."
Holy shit.
Man never said a word. He turned about as red as anything you have ever seen in your life. He stood up, dusted his pants off. He looked at me and he said, "Roll camera."
Let's do this.
He said, "Roll camera."
Yeah.
Nobody said a word. Not
Yeah.
Browdy, not anybody else. He said, "Roll camera." They said, "Rolling, sound, action." He hit me like a freaking freight train. My butt skipped 10 feet across the ground like a rock going across water.
Holy shit.
You did ask for it.
I did, in fact, ask for it. He aired me out, and he looked at me, and he said, I looked at him, and I was about a little bit out of breath, and I said, now that's a kick. Man came over, stuck his hand down, helped me up. He said, gentlemen, absolute gentleman. He said, you like this shit, don't you? I said, no, I love this shit.
Yeah.
Awesome.
He said, what do you say we try not to cheat anybody and let's just go for it? I said, let's go for it.
Dude, that is amazing. And you then go on to film one of the greatest fight scenes of American film history.
Yep.
And it was that
crazy.
simple.
Yeah.
It was that simple.
That simple of you guys fighting for 5 hours for 5 days in a row, you know?
But you feel it.
Yeah.
So even today,
You absolutely
feel
do.
it.
Right.
It didn't feel fake
See,
at all.
one of my lines that I was going to deliver to you that I had all, choreographed in my head is that after he kills you the next day, he looks fine. You know, like he doesn't have any bruises on him. I'm like, hey, you didn't even break the skin. He's just, he's.
Did you happen to take a look at the doctor that was taking care of him? Dude, I rest my case.
There you go. Nice.
I mean, the greatest line that Sam had to me, one of them, when he had just dipped her in that dance, and he walked her back over to the table, and she said, "Will y'all excuse me? I'm going to go freshen up." And she's walking away.
Oh yeah.
Greatest line, Sam, and this was improv. He just leaned out and he said, "She's entirely too intelligent to have ass like that." And they had to cut right after that because the entire crew lost it.
Wow.
They
were going, yeah!
As far as actors go, and at that time, do you know that you're perhaps working with one of the greatest actors of all time? Like, I mean, I think Sam Elliott is easily one of the greatest actors ever.
Without question.
I mean, definitely the coolest. Like, he is like every young girl's old man crush.
Okay.
And no offense, but he was the only cooler actor than you in the movie.
Well, wait a minute now. In 1981, he and I did a Western together.
Okay.
Called The Shadow Riders.
All right.
And his now wife, and Tom Selleck, Sam Elliott, Ben Johnson was in this, Academy Award winner, Catherine Ross.
Fuck, now I gotta go watch this.
Stone gorgeous. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Give me a break. We worked together and became absolutely, I mean, he was just solid. Mm-hmm. Everybody there was, Ben Johnson?
Yeah.
Give me a break.
No shit. Yeah.
We're sitting there and every day was, how you doing, amigo?
Yeah, right.
God damn it. He's amazing.
So he put that, I mean, and that's him. He put that into this character.
Miho.
Too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he called him Miho, which I thought was really cool. That means my son,
right.
Yeah,
That's cool.
that was it. That was all him.
Yeah.
All that was improv. That wasn't in the script at all.
So great. So great.
Yeah, that comes from here. When I told you it comes from that entire cast and crew coming together. Mm-hmm. They could do it. And Rowdy, you think Rowdy was going to cut that?
No. You can't. And back then you're filming on, it's expensive. I mean, it's
35 millimeter, 1,000 millimeter mags up there.
Expensive.
Give me a break.
I actually have a question. I read
Go
that
for it.
Sam Elliott had talked about turning down the role because it was too similar to Mask. Could you imagine anybody else playing Wade Garrett?
No. Absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely
Do you
not.
know of anybody that may have been up for the role that didn't get it? I mean, do you know?
I know who was up for the role that I was Scott Glenn.
Oh, yeah.
For your role.
For
We
my
talked
role.
about this.
Yeah.
Interesting. See, I feel like that's...
And he's a hell of an actor.
Oh, he's great. But I feel like that's too, already played that character too. I mean, Urban Cowboy and, but...
Yes and no. But
Well, what he said... I'm sorry. We talked about this.
No, go ahead.
While we were drinking earlier.
We were thinking of
We
you.
were drinking?
Yeah, you were in this conversation.
Scott Glenn's way too laid back, and I completely agree with you.
Yeah. I just like the fact that you're a good-looking dude who everybody is terrified of.
Right.
And Scott Glenn is scary-looking to me just being Scott Glenn. And I don't mean that to be offensive. That's his gift. He scared the shit out of me in with Urban Cowboy. I was terrified of that
West
motherfucker.
Hightower?
And yeah, I was terrified. When was that movie? 1983?
Most of it's with his eyes.
1980,
Most of what he did was with his eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
just
most of what I do is with my eyes.
It was that and the tequila where he ate the worm. It could have been a little bit of that.
Well, and pack that shit. That got me.
Well, they wouldn't give me any tequila.
So was it a boys' club? Well, I mean, like you guys, there's a lot of male actors on the thing.
There's a lot of male actors.
Were y'all having fun?
You were having a blast. What, are you kidding me?
But were you having fun working? Were you hanging out at night? Were you guys doing anything? Or, I mean, obviously, you have the days where you're just completely worn out. But
well, you're worn out. But I mean, seriously, when they would cut, and it would be over for the night, and nobody would go home.
Y'all just all hang out.
We'd hang out. I mean, we'd sit out and because you're hurting you're hurting so bad.
Yeah.
Who was hanging out with Julie Michaels? That's what I want to know.
Julie Michaels, I got to tell you,
you went out with Julie Michaels?
Julie Michaels, one of the dearest friends I got.
Oh, okay.
Like his sister.
Oh,
really
you
like
pointed at him.
Like, you guys still stay in touch?
Absolutely.
That's great. She looks amazing.
I can't talk
She
misogynistic about her.
Amazing.
The look he just gave you was like the look at Red Webster's place that he gave Dalton as he was walking out.
That's true.
For people that aren't here.
Yeah. Well, when Lindy and I got married, she had our wedding thing for us. I don't know what you call it. It's a reception.
Yeah.
But
that's
no,
amazing.
Julie had our reception for Lindy and I when we got married.
I looked at her website. She's better looking now than
That
she
sounds
was
like me
then.
talking right there, by the way. That's full on a Jarrett move right
That's
there.
true. Looking at her website?
No, thinking that she's hotter now.
No, that's totally me. We both like MILFs.
I like the older chicks. Yeah.
I love the older chicks.
Yeah, for sure.
But she does. She looks amazing.
How many takes did she do of the dance on the stage?
3.
She's like, this is what you get.
Guys, there's a lot of stories to that. I won't go into them.
Yeah.
Because I can't.
Right.
It would be disrespectful.
Sure. No, and I don't. Don't feel like.
And I will never disrespect her.
Yeah.
She walked up there. They rolled that music, and she went to work.
And she did her shit.
And it was 3 takes. Got it done.
Well, she's a gift from God.
It's perfect
That's
too
all I'm
because
saying.
it's all real.
It's perfect in that it's oddly erotic, but just enough like pole dancer at a biker bar, but like still
classy.
There was a certain coverage there that left it to your imagination, which was great.
Yeah, I hated hats for a little bit
Her
there.
grabbing the hat,
like
but
hats
the
were
hat came away,
terrible
though.
for me for a minute. But I know what you're saying.
So
like I didn't want hats to exist.
So the big fight scene happens, and they hadn't perfected the sound of the punch yet. So it sounded like this. So.
Is that what it sounded like, honey?
You know you ever see Every Which Way But Loose?
Yes.
Yeah.
With Fido Meadow, and it just like anytime he hits somebody.
Like King of the Hill version of Roadhouse.
Right. No. So I wanted to talk about that. So Family Guy version of Roadhouse. Let's discuss that right now. Hold on with the sound clip. Hold on.
All right, everyone. All DVDs are $1 and everything must go. Come on in.
Oh my God, Roadhouse! I want to buy this.
Great. And as a bonus, I'll throw in What Dreams May Come with Robin Williams.
No, thank you.
No charge.
I do not want it.
But it's free, sir.
If that DVD even touches Roadhouse, I will kill you.
So then he becomes obsessed with Roadhouse, right? So there's a whole scene where they do the movie. I didn't include it here because there's too much visual that goes on. But essentially what happens is his dog determines that the whole world is made better by kicking or whatever. So he just goes around and this happens.
Here's your burger, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, I need another $1.25.
Is that right? Keep the change. Roadhouse.
And then my son came in here earlier, right before you guys got here, and he started looking at my computer because he came and he unplugged 3 things. He's 3, so he starts unplugging shit. I'm like, dude, Daddy is working. Like I can put a movie on for you here, whatever. Like I'm right here. Like if you need anything, and he watches this scene.
Okay, that is the last time you are going to pull that crap. You hear me?
Yes.
Do you hear me?
Yes.
Now you are going to hold down that football until Charlie Brown kicks it. You got that?
Yes.
Go ahead, Charlie.
Yay!
And you know what else? I did some checking around. You're not a licensed therapist. Roadhouse.
Roadhouse. So he looks at me and he goes, Daddy, that girl's mean. I'm going to punch her in the face. And I go, wow, no.
No.
Must have been 20 people look at that room this past year. No phone, no television, no conditioned air, no tolerance for the fragrance of nature. Nobody wanted it.
Sunshine.
How come you did?
Just too persuasive for me, I guess.
It ain't the money, you understand, but if I don't charge you something, the Presbyterians around here like to pray for my ruination.
Love this, man. He's like, you know,
I love this guy.
Yeah, he's like, how's $100 a month?
His name was Sunshine.
Yeah, that's his name.
That was his name.
Was
Sunshine.
he an actual actor, or was he just?
He's done a lot of movies over the years, but you know he plays.
I recognize him. I think.
You know, you will. But you know what he was. This guy, Sunshine, for real, lived out in the desert in a trailer.
Of course he did.
Yeah, of course he did. But he wore his overalls, and that was, I mean, kind of how he dressed.
Right.
Yeah.
What you saw. But he was a prospector.
Oh, okay.
He would go up in the California mountains and he would prospect. The guy carried, and I am not kidding you, he carried a gold nugget that he found prospecting. It was his lucky charm, and he carried it with him everywhere. It was always in his pocket. Or he'd reach down those red camel overalls and his arm would disappear because the pockets are so deep. And he pulled out this nugget, and I'm telling you, it was probably 5.5 ounces of solid gold nugget that he found under a rock digging for gold.
Wow.
He found it. He carried it for years.
So Sunshine was his real name, but in the movie,
Sunshine was his real name.
So let me ask you this: like, you got Emmett, you've got Doc, you've got Dalton, like all these old West names. Was that done on purpose?
Yes, it was.
I've heard over the years so many people say this is kind of like a modern day version of Shane. And
Pretty much.
So that's kind of where I was wondering if that
so
all
cool.
went together.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. That's interesting.
A lot of people have put that kind of connection to it. They finally catch on to the names, and they realize these names have been used.
Yeah.
Over the years, 20 times per movie.
Yeah, Dalton. When Dalton comes out, it's like, okay, we're putting the exclamation mark on this character. Then when Emmett, again, that's when it starts.
It sure would explain the lawlessness in this town, right?
Yeah. If we were doing another version of Shane,
it was a Western in modern times. Basically, that's what it was.
That makes a lot of sense. It really does. The old saloon needs to be revamped. We need to chase out all the rigmarole.
I mean, if you had in some of the westerns you saw, I mean, for instance, what is it?
Tombstone. We already did.
Tombstone.
We did Tombstone.
Yeah, already.
Tombstone. You get in there, and there was no law in that bar.
No.
Because if you got carried out, you got thrown in the back.
No, Billy Bob Thornton was the law in that bar for a little while.
Right. It's like playing cards with
Until
my
we got
brother's kids.
slapped in the face.
Yeah, skin it. Skin it. So
skin that smoke pole.
Yeah.
I have actually a really good lines from the Washington Post review. It says Dalton is an Armani Marshal in a Wild West of neon and Miller Lite.
Hey!
Cheers.
You like the clicking. So what I thought was genius is sort of the setup to the whole car thing. Throws the car to, drink it.
Right.
And then he gets in his Mercedes. And then we see him go and buy this other car. I'll take it. But then just loading up the trunk with tires already aired up with rims on them.
Not his first rodeo.
Yeah. I just thought that was genius.
It was.
I mean, think about the beer bottle thing you just talked about.
Yeah.
It was all this Zen thing. He knew it was coming.
Yeah.
He just moved. He knew the tires were going to get cut.
He's a pro.
Yeah. He just moved.
Yeah, so that first
bought
time
extra tires.
Yeah, he's like, you could just scrap this car and not fix the window.
Remember, the selling point was the lights, though, because the thing closed and opened. That way,
he goes, these work.
Yeah,
they can't bust his. Nice, dude.
I didn't even think about that.
I didn't even think about that.
I had forgotten about that.
They can't bust out his headlights.
Right.
That's insanely observant. You shit. Holy crap, that's amazing.
There's another moment for time.
Anybody else here dealing? I'm telling you straight. It's my way or the highway. So anybody wants to walk, do it now.
Best cooler in the business.
Yeah.
So
introduced by Jeff Healy.
The craziest thing is that there's two. So the word cooler also means something in the gambling world. It's a Vegas thing, and maybe they're the same.
They are the same.
What they do is the cooler comes in. Are you aware of this? You know what I'm talking about? So what
I
a
don't
cooler
gamble.
does in Vegas is they basically are the unluckiest person on the planet. This is true.
So William H. Macy.
This is real. I think he plays one. Yeah, he plays one.
plays
And
a
the
cooler,
thing-
yeah.
So he goes to that table. The minute he walks up, 7. Everybody loses all their money.
Right.
And so, in a way, that's what Dalton does.
Right.
Things escalate. He, is on the scene.
He walks to the table.
And then there it is. It's down. So the term cooler struck me more interesting, this view in putting those two things together too. That's deep, right? That's some fucking crazy shit. Right? That's some philosophy. I studied philosophy.
Well, the cooler terminology actually came from Chicago. The only reason I know that because I asked some people about it. And a cooler was brought in to take the heat out of the room.
Sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
versus the heater.
Plus the
Right.
heater.
So you take the heat out of the
Before
room.
the heater gets there, the cooler comes in.
That makes that's
Roadhouse.
Because you know the term heater, right? If you're
Yes,
on a
I
heater,
do.
Yeah, you don't leave the fucking casino if you're on a heater.
That's right.
No.
Unless it's really hot, then you absolutely
You don't leave if you're a heater.
No, you don't leave.
Or you may not leave.
All right, let's get our instructions here.
If somebody gets in your face and calls you a cocksucker, I want you to be nice.
Okay.
Ask him to walk. Be nice. If he won't walk, walk him, but be nice. If you can't walk him, one of the others will help you, and you'll both be nice.
Hey, but what if he calls my mama a whore?
Is she?
That's fucking genius.
She totally could be a whore.
So this,
you don't know.
You know why I love this scene so much is because this is a Bowling for Soup thing. So over my band's been together since 1994.
I don't know if you know this. He's in a band called Bowling for Soup.
So
Bowling for Soup.
we've done many things and we conquered the world in our genre. But I have hired and fired many people, and almost always I'll fire someone for not being nice. When I walk into a club, I want them to go, holy shit, these are the nicest people I have ever met. When we leave,
Because of Roadhouse?
No.
Oh.
But I'm just telling you, there's a method to it. Because it's like, hey, we want to have those guys back.
Right.
They're the nicest guys
Sure.
ever.
Sure.
So it's the same here with this, where it's just like, hey, don't be, because if you're a bouncer and you're being a dick, you're scary.
Right.
People don't want to be scared
Right.
where they are, So there have definitely been a lot of clubs that we've been in the past where the bouncers are scary and they fucking bust your head on a fucking parking meter and shit.
Well, in this case, if he's going to get paid $500 a night, he needs to use his NYU degree in philosophy to bring more people in to keep the bar open.
And speaking on that, the NYPD earlier or last year was teaching be nice until it's time not to be nice. So those principles came.
They actually use Roadhouse as a teacher.
That's right. God damn it.
That's a real thing.
It is.
Yeah, and I mean, there is something about that. It's the just be a nice guy.
Jared, I don't know if you know this, but he has worked with PD before.
Well, I heard him make a comment about arresting someone earlier, so I kind of put 2 and 2 together.
Do you want to talk about that at all?
I was a deputy sheriff in Memphis, Tennessee. My job was to make sure that people didn't get out of line.
There you go.
That
Now,
was my
this this is during acting or before acting?
I actually studied acting when I was a cop.
Okay.
To be a better cop.
Okay.
I was going undercover.
Okay.
Really?
I was undercover for 2 years, and I studied acting to be a better cop.
Right.
I had no intentions of being an actor. I didn't even know what an actor was.
Right.
But I studied to be a better cop because all I cared about was putting the bad guys down.
Right.
And then you realized, holy shit, there's a need for actors that are total badasses.
But tell them what your first role was.
Oh, yeah. You ready for this?
Sure. Sure.
I weighed 230 pounds. I had an 18.5-inch neck. I had a 48-inch chest. I had a 34-inch waist and 17.5-inch arms. And I played Puck in Midsummer Night's Dream as a cop.
No shit.
And didn't tell the guys at the department that I was doing this because I was studying on the side. And my partner had relieved a guy whose wife was having... No, didn't rat me out.
Okay.
No, he was doing a ride-along take. He running two-man cars for a specific reason. But the lights were down in, the park where we were doing this, and they just made a pass-through. The guys that he relieved, his wife was having a baby. So he was he was there with his wife. my partner took his place.
Okay.
They're coming down there, and all these people are on the lawn with their blankets and everything else like this. About the time they arrive, the jolly friggin' giant, green giant, comes bouncing across the stage at 230 pounds with wearing green tights and a wreath on my head, playing puck with a southern dialect. And you could hear in the background, with the handcuffs and everything, clanking everything. You hear this one guy say, "You're right, he is crazy." And my partner says, "Hell, I didn't eat shit. You ought to ride with him."
So you did Shakespeare,
Yes,
and
I
you
did.
did Phineas and Ferb.
Wait, I did Shakespeare too.
Oh, you did Shakespeare too?
Yeah, and
Let's hear it.
and not Shakespeare 2. There's no Shakespeare.
There's no Shakespeare 2.
There's no
such Shakespeare 2.
No, there's not. That's not a thing, Rich.
Well, that's probably
for the
why he
muse
didn't
of
do
fire
it.
that would ascend the brightest heavens of invention, a kingdom for a stage.
It wasn't good enough for a
princes to
sequel.
act.
He's doing Shakespeare right now, and you're
I
being
know,
a
I'm sorry.
dick.
I'm sorry. Shit.
But who gives a shit?
He was actually an understudy in London
Yes.
and went on stage for the principal actor because he was too.
Well, he was playing the prologue.
He was too drunk.
The guy who was playing the prologue from Henry V was so drunk that he almost hung himself with a cape the night he was going on.
Shit.
And the stage manager told him to piss off and get out till he sobered up. He says, "Okay, Yank, put on the cape. You're going on."
Yeah.
So I went on the stage and I did 2 performances. I actually got on stage and did 2 performances.
Nice, man.
Midsummer Night's Dream. My payoff, which was great, and I didn't expect anything because obviously I couldn't collect a salary.
Right.
And I was working on my severance, sleeping in a basement over there, But the guys came and went down to the Ugly Duck, where Maeve used to run it. As I walked in, I was going over to my table because I knew they weren't going to ask me to sit down and have a drink with them. One of the guys that was in the performance reached up, touched my arm. I stopped, and he looked up and he says, "Not bad, Yank. Not bad." That was my payoff.
Nice. Well, what was the time that you? So you're saying you're working on your severance. When did you decide?
I'm also retired Navy.
Okay, so you're retired Navy.
He was in Vietnam.
Yeah. So when this movie was made, you had.
I was young.
Yeah, but you had been through a lot of stuff.
Well, it's
You had
life.
done
man.
a lot of stuff.
It's life.
Yeah.
It's just life.
Yeah.
It's all it is.
But I
So
gotta
it wasn't a lot of acting. That was him.
Yeah. I actually got to think about this though.
I played me.
I actually haven't researched. I can tell that in your eyes, by the way. But I haven't researched a lot about like the years and things
Actor
like
to
that.
actor.
But like, are you fucking with me right
I'm
now?
a
Of course he
little bit.
is.
Yeah. Jesus Christ! How many movies are you in, Dickface?
0.
Right. And how many movies are you ever gonna?
But I'm finally in a room where there's a person that's acted a lot more than you have.
Okay, sure.
We're brothers, man.
We're brothers. Of course we're brothers. But I could sell the shit out of pizza. Hey, it's your birthday. You know?
They don't know that.
Oh, I'm the voice of.
We do.
Do it. Chuck E.
you do?
Cheese.
We got
yeah.
it down.
Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah. Totally.
Okay.
We got it.
We're not allowed to say that.
Also, we can say it now. Also, I have gold records and platinum records
You
and
do.
stuff, and
You do.
Grammy
I
nominations.
know, but I gotta get in
Don't
when
give me
I
shit
can.
about things that I do good.
I was in 2 movies that won the Golden Boot Award. I didn't get the boot. It's westerns.
Okay,
Oh.
nice.
For winning, doing a western.
I like it. Which 2
I've done.
movies?
There was Crossfire Trails and Monty Walsh.
Okay, we
Tom
don't watch
Selleck?
enough westerns.
Yeah.
I love westerns.
Got to do a Western night.
I've
Monty Walsh.
done 17
We'll do
westerns.
all.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, when you're in town, we'll do every movie you're in.
All right, so a lot of stuff happens here. We talked about the Saturday night thing. I'm on my break. We haven't talked about Pat. He gets fired here. That dude has been in a lot of shit too. The guy that
You mentioned Pure Country
the curly
earlier.
guy?
He was in that.
The curly hair guy?
Yeah.
was he? Holy shit! No, the bartender.
Pat McGurn.
Oh, yeah. I love that guy.
Yeah, so we'll talk about but he sends him on his way, and he's like, it'll get worse before it gets better, and he's right about that.
That's true.
But then hold on, no, don't cut me off. This is very important because then the girl from all the '80s movies brings him breakfast for no reason.
Yeah.
And you get a gratuitous.
You see his butt.
But
Patrick Swayze butt shot, which is like the fucking scene from Top Gun where he's shirtless and clapping, and all of the women just go because that is the reason that fucking
with a cup of coffee.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
that shot is 100% there for a reason, and
it's not you or
that
I.
would never happen to me or you. No. It actually. Here's the thing. I'm actually an actor. I have a better chance of that happening for me.
God, I hope it doesn't happen to me.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not done. God damn it. No, but her thing is, this is what sets up that oh shit. Here we go. So now we've gone to a point where, hey, this is kind of fucked up. He's not sort of reading this situation like he does everything. She's like, you shouldn't have fired Pat. She's like, I think I'm looking at a dead man. Mm-hmm. He goes, well, I hear that all the time. Yeah. Here's the thing that I would be saying. I'd be like, no, because I'm alive. Wouldn't you do that too?
I would just say I'm alive as well.
Yeah, but thank you. He didn't even like the breakfast. He drank the coffee.
Yeah, he didn't look at it kind of disgusting, just kind of throw it off.
Terrible donut.
I don't eat. Do you see these abs?
Yeah, exactly.
This pack is an 8-pack.
Holy shit.
You the boy from the Double Deuce?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, I kind of figured you'd be by. You want to put in a standing order now?
No, I'll pay as I go.
So he...
Red West.
Yeah, so Red West.
This guy was in Elvis's entourage.
Yeah. I was there.
He was... What do you mean you were there? Oh, it's Memphis, for Christ's sake. Holy shit. Hey, I've done a show...
You were in Elvis's entourage?
Yeah.
What? So this is Rich cutting in. I'm sorry to do this to you guys, but this is going to be a two-parter. But yes, that just happened. It was a little over 3 hours worth of show, and it was just so great. We just didn't want to cut too much out of it, so we figured we'd make it a two-parter for you, and which lined up great because Jared had to be out of town next week, and we were having difficulty scheduling, so it just kind of worked out well. So stay tuned for the exciting conclusion of Roadhouse with Marshall R.